Okay, I decided this would be a three-part video. I'm just swinging at this point. I just realized that there's a glare. It's because I replaced my light bulb with something more brighter. And also, this new chair is a PewDiePie chair. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. This had like a massage thing. I didn't choose this. Okay, I think I mentioned this in in one of my previous videos where my parents got me this chair with the massage function. Well, yeah, I broke it. I broke it. No, it broke. It broke. It's its fault. It broke on its own. Okay, I was using it and it broke. The massage function broke. Okay, and it was a scam. I knew it. I called it. Anyways, where was I? LA. Yeah, now this guy, how I would describe it, he was into philosophy. Like a lot. You know, not just surface level philosophy, but like Nietzsche, Camus, Marcus Aurelius. No, he was already a fan of that guy, but basically this guy reads. Like he actually reads. He was in a deep spiral. He fell into the deep spiral of existentialism during the pandemic, and I thought, ooh, this guy, yeah, that guy reads philosophy and he acts like a philosopher, and he plays guitar and shit. So okay, gotta approach him. Perhaps he can give me good life advice. When I have a problem, perhaps this guy might give me wise old man, philosopher level bits of wisdom, per se. Well, guess what? This guy was a black hole of depression. Okay, I'm sorry, LA. I know if you're watching this, you're very sick of me saying that over and over, but yeah, this guy, I can't help but just describe that he was not as encouraging and optimistic as I thought he would be. I thought this was wrong. I initially thought if an individual has read philosophy or is into philosophy or studying philosophy or is following a philosophy, this guy would be one, enlightened, two, filled with wisdom, or three, had a sense of direction in life. Well, guess what? This guy had none of three. I'm sorry, LA. I'm sorry, LA, but like at the time, that's what it felt like to me. So that really reorganized. What's the word? I had this new my impressions of philosophy people, like people who are into philosophies, have been restructured. I don't know the proper word. Yeah, but the impression of them was changed completely. Now I believe that doesn't mean you study philosophy, doesn't mean you're free, liberated, and detached from all things in life. No, there are good philosophies and bad philosophies, and boy, talking with this guy was a blast. Okay, like he was very enjoyable to talk with because he he did not exceed my expectations. He didn't meet any of them. I know I have no right to set expectations on people, but he was so different from what I expected. I got something even better. Something that contrasts the way I think. Because for one, I thought he was going to be this old man mindset na I've read so many philosophies. Here's bits of wisdom now and then. I'll drop a banger quote like every few minutes. No, this guy's actually pretty simple and he's actually pretty sad. At the time, he's doing well now, and I'm happy for him. But yeah, this guy, by discussions with him, that is one of the times that I can actually say that I was going down the spiral with him. Not as deep as he did, but because I knew the dangers. Like, I can end up being like that if I really get into this philosophy thing. Because it did look interesting. It still does. But I had to set my limits. That there are some philosophies that might help me, and some philosophies that might just make me give up on life. Like nihilism or pessimism or whatever. So, I was able to exchange ideas with this guy. A lot of my principles and beliefs were kind of re-evaluated through our discussions. We talked about lots of things like religion, politics. Can I say this word on YouTube? Politics. Yes, things related to more political issues. Yeah, that's the word, political issues. Not as much as philosophical conversations and discussions, but yeah, our discussions range from borderline autism and innuendos to very deep, insightful conversations about the meaning of life, the cycles of despair and suffering, and the importance of mindset. I tried my best to pull him out of the deep black hole of philosophy he got himself into, because my how I interpreted how I interpreted philosophy at the time, and I still do, fortunately, is that you only believe it you only believe in them or certain aspects of them when they help you in your life. And I guess this guy just absorbed things, concepts such as nihilism. I'm not sure. I think he was agnostic at one point. But yeah, he was the existentialist ideas. He just absorbed it like a sponge, and that kind of got to him mentally, like his self-esteem, especially when in terms of academics. Yeah, it was pretty in a it wasn't in a good spot per se. Let's just say that. And I had to constantly reassure him that there's more to life than being in a deep spiral of questioning and philosophizing and ruminating about why we're here, what we're doing here. It's all meaningless. It's all gonna be pointless someday. It still does get to me at certain nights, but hey, let's apply philosophies from this, like Buddhism. Let's take some key points from Christianity. Let's get the main idea of absurdism and existentialism and nihilism. A few points from there also do help me in my own life, but that's a different topic. But yeah, this guy really introduced me formally to the conversation, or the world of the various philosophies, its dangers, how it actually helps me sound more knowledgeable about certain topics such as free will and predeterminism. Yeah, our discussions, let's just say, in terms of philosophical ideas as from a theoretical standpoint, like on paper standpoint, I had it with this dude. LA, shout out to you. No hard feelings. I think you're doing well now, so nice. LL, yeah, this guy, next guy, LL, yeah, they both have the same first name. Let's just call him YL. Yeah, YL now, or JL. Let's just call him YL because his name is pronounced with a Y. This guy, I swear, I wouldn't want to be on his bad side, not because of, unlike AM or MC, where they would really just put up a fight when they need to, like, do anything, do whatever it takes to get what they want. This guy is YL. This guy is he's a tough nut. I wouldn't want to be on his bad side, especially if I were if I were to be in politics someday. I wouldn't want to be his political opponent, because one, he's unpredictable. Two, he's unpredictable. Three, he's so good at reading people. Four, he's unpredictable. Five, he's unpredictable. Okay, look. At some point, he's just spitting the most random of shit, and at one point, he's actually telling something very authentic, legitimate, and actually of good use. But his track record is so inconsistent. Sometimes you can't take him seriously, but when he does say something substantial, and you doubt its substance because of his track record of the other bullshit he said, and you think about the thing he said more, and it actually makes sense. So you say to yourself, this guy is actually pretty knowledgeable. He actually can, he knows stuff. He has experience, and he's experienced a lot, like a lot, and I think it's a lot of that is attributed to the way he does things, his personality. He throws me off like a lot. And my discussions and conversations with this guy is more on the practical side of things. He, in the same manner that I found LA to be pretty inefficient with the way he applies philosophies and his learnings in the field of philosophy to be suboptimal or improper. Yeah, LL or YL rather is actually the one who introduced that argument to me first. That LA, my gosh, LA the way he's doing and approaching this philosophy thing, it's flawed. It's flawed to some extent, and so our discussions lean towards more, surprisingly, religion. Man, and I did not expect to have religious discussions with this guy, especially when he talks with no filter. You just don't expect him to know this much and actually have it make sense. He actually gives good advice. This guy has helped me a lot. He real talks, no filter. He sugarcoats when it's needed, but when it's not needed, damn, the coat of sugar is really off. And I guess, one example, I think we discussed at one point, the different religions. There was a point where he was switching some types of Christianity every week or so. Yeah, I don't know how serious he was with that, but he sounded serious. He's serious. He talks about it like he's serious, but the entire idea that you can switch some types of Christianity every week or so is kind of, it doesn't seem believable. But the way he presents himself makes it like that. He's really good at convincing people, and that's probably one of the key things I can take away with my conversations with him. He's more on a, like I said, practical, more application related discussions, like reading people, observing people, like the ins and outs of the real world, basically. Like sometimes there's just some things that philosophy can solve. Well, philosophy can solve everything, but if you take it in the wrong manner, especially when you don't actually read into the material, or misinterpret what the philosopher or the authors of said philosophy or religion has been misinterpreted by you because of, I don't know, a lack of context, a lack of material, or just you're biased, and you what's the word, you filter certain key points and you miss certain parts of it, and you're missing the whole idea. But when you're talking about more practical applications of bits of advice and wisdom, you can't really go wrong with that, because you can actually see it come to fruition in your actions. And especially when it has something to do with people. Okay, dealing with people, I think I learned a lot from this guy when it comes to dealing with people. That's why, yeah, I don't know, is he a philosopher, buddy? I guess I could podcast with this guy. Yeah, and I think if we were to podcast again, shout out to you, YL. I get your ideas are pretty interesting. I find them to be pretty, like, yeah, curveballs. You don't really expect shit to come out of your mouth like that. It's weird. Should I do more? It's like 12 minutes. I think there's two more people. Okay, I'm gonna split this into 3 videos now.